Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's go through these briefly one by one. We'll go through them in a little bit more detail and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right we have the Onoto Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2022 edition. We have another Charles Dickens Christmas Carol, but this is the 2024 edition. We have a Visconti Opera Master Tobacco. We have a Gilbert House pens, and this is a green boxed Elder Burl. We have a Cypress Maple in the Forest. We have a Ryan Krusac Legend 16 in the Koi. We have a Visconti Medici. We have a Visconti, and this is the Chatterley Luxuries Southwest. We have a Visconti Daedalus, and we have a Visconti Empire. So I think let's take a look at these pens in a little bit more detail. So this is the Onoto, and this is the Charles Dickens edition, and this is the Christmas Carol 2022 prototype. And I remember picking this up, or I remember talking to Feng about this. I actually picked up a couple of sterling silver Onotos from Feng at Onoto. I met up with him, and I just casually mentioned that, you know what, I really am sad that I missed out on this pen. And he said, well, don't be sad because I've got a prototype. One left. If you want it, it's yours. So be careful what you ask for. I'm glad that I did get it, but it can be a dangerous world, unfortunately. These pens do become available, or there may be prototypes still available. So this is made with a diffusion bonded acrylic, similar to the classic pens LB5. I love the sort of etching going on here of the holly, etc. I really do think it's a beautiful Christmassy pen. I like the green. It is a cartridge converter pen. It's got an Onoto number 7 size, 18 karat gold medium nib there. It is a cartridge converter. I can post the cap if I want to. It's a lighter pen. I don't feel the need to post this cap, and you can see in the size of my hand it's actually a decent size there, but it is a cartridge converter, so it holds about 0.7 milliliters of ink. But I have that one inked up with me this week. I also have this one, which again is another Onoto Charles Dickens model, and I do like the Onoto going down a similar route as, say, Mont Blanc, where they are doing a writer's edition. And this is the Christmas Carol 2024 edition. It's got a sterling silver overlay on the cap here. Not only is it engraved or etched, but it also has enamel as well. You've got green and some little red berries here as well. Beautiful pen. I love this sort of crimson, sort of almost like cranberry, I would say, sort of colour here. And you've also got the etching here as well on the body. If I unscrew the cap, you'll see another Onoto 18 karat gold number 7 size medium nib. Again, cartridge converter pen. Yes, I can also post the cap, but being a sterling silver overlay, that's quite a heavy cap. So it's going to be very back weighted. To be honest, although I like the extra weight with the cap on, I just can't write with it. But it's a decent size in my hand. I do like these Onotos. I have quite a few Onotos now, similar to, nowhere near as much as the amount of Viscontis that I have, but I do have quite a lot. And then mentioning Visconti here, I have a Visconti Opera Master Tobacco. This is a pen I lusted after for a number of years. I've been in the hobby for 9 years now, and I lusted after this, I think, on maybe towards the end of year 1. And I had, I think, on year 2, the ability to pick up 2 of these, but they were used and had stained sort of ink windows or cracked ink windows, and I just didn't want to pull the plug. It was very close to being full price, and fast forward 8 years into the hobby, another one came up, and I saw it on eBay and I just jumped at it. This is a beautiful pen, Opera Master. It's got an 18 karat gold, older 18 karat gold nib there. It's a medium nib. It's a very large ink capacity of 2.5 milliliters of ink. You're going to be looking, it's a power vac, it's a double reservoir, you've got an ink window here. Can you post the cap? You can. It's going to be very long and a bit back weighted. I'm not a fan of posting caps normally, and I'm certainly not when there is back weighting going on there. But it's a decent sized pen, and I really love the sort of translucent there and the pattern that's going on in that cap, and also in the body there. You don't see it as much when it's inked up, but when it starts running out of ink, you do start to see it. And it's a little bit of a, I guess you could call it a present, where you get to see that a little bit more. The next pen inked up is a Gilbert House Pens, and this is a green box Elder Burl. This is a pen I actually picked up from Dr. Joe Vitolo. He bought this pen actually March this year. It wasn't that he disliked the pen, it's just that Joe has not been keeping hold of a lot of pens. He'll buy a pen for a month or two and then sell it on. And he said that he had, I was actually buying another pen, which was a Cypress Ravishing A, and he said that he would also chuck in this pen as well. Very glad he did. I do like this one. I kind of kicked myself that he did buy this and I didn't buy it at the London Pen Show in March. I've got a steel nib on here. Now, he had an extra fine nib. I'm not into extra fine nibs. So I swapped it out with a broad Yovo. It actually says Opus 88 on the nib. I'll probably put a regular broad Yovo nib in there. That was the only spare nib that I had sitting in my drawer. I could take one out of another pen. Probably will do. It's a cartridge converter pen. You can't post the cap, but these are very nice pens made by Brad at Gilbert House Pens. I have quite a few of his pens now, and again, it's becoming a little bit of an addiction because they are very nice looking pens. The next pen inked up is a Cypress Maple in the Forest, and very glad that I picked this up when I did, because there was only one available, and I think when I initially looked at this there were 3 and then there were 2, and then I started panicking and I quickly added this to the checkout and bought it. Beautiful Urushi Makie pen, has a number 6 size Cypress 14 karat gold medium nib on there. It is a cartridge converter. You can't post the cap on this one, and it doesn't bother me that I can't post the cap. I'm not normally a cap poster, but you can just see that this pattern is really, really quite exquisite. The next pen inked up is a Ryan Krusac Legend 16 Koi, and I absolutely love this pen for a number of reasons. I like that it's a Ryan Krusac pen. I like that it's got hand paintings rather than maybe like etching done on the pen, and I love that he's lacquered this so it's a gloss-like finish. I wish he would do that with all of his pens. I know it does take a little bit more effort to do that. And I also love this beautiful mix of colours here on the cap. Very, very nice wooden cap there. I also like it's a Legend 16 millimeters in diameter, the body. And I also love that not only is it a Yovo RK Ryan Krusac nib, but it's a double broad nib. And I kind of cringed a little bit, but when I was buying this from John at St John's Pens, because I'm not into double broad nibs, and I went through a phase of 1.3 millimeter stub nibs, and these are a little bit round about the same size, if not maybe slightly wider. But I knew it was a Yovo nib, and I knew that I could swap it out and put a broad or a medium in there if I wanted to. I'm glad that I haven't, because I really love this nib. It's a beautiful nib, and that is a double broad nib in there, and it is going to stay a double broad nib because I am loving writing with that pen. The next pen inked up is this one, and this is the Visconti Medici, and it's got this acro silk material there. It really changes colour, and I've got a little bit of an arco pattern going on there as well in the V shapes or chevrons. Very nice pen. I did buy two of these. I ended up selling one to a friend, and then I actually bought another one in rose gold plating. I think it was rose gold. I still have it in my collection. It's got a hook safe lock mechanism there. It's a 23 cat palladium, and again a double broad nib. This is my first double broad nib, and I loved it. And to be honest, that's kind of what didn't make me too concerned, although I did cringe a little bit about the Ryan Krusac having a double broad nib, because this really is a nice nib to write with again. I can post the cap on there if I want to, and it will post deeply and securely. It is a Powervac, it's a single reservoir hook safe lock mechanism, but again, I love writing with that pen, that nib. It's just very, very beautiful. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Chatterley Luxuries Southwest. Very similar shape and size. This is a celluloid material, not resin, but I do like the reds, the blues, the blacks, a little bit of purple in there as well. It is, again, faceted like the Medici, and it has a newer 18 karat gold medium nib there from Visconti. It is a Powervac. It's a single reservoir. Can you post a cap? Yes, you can. Do I? No, I do not normally, but this is a decent size in my hand. So very glad that I bought that one. I know that one sold out fairly quickly at Chatterley Luxuries, so I was glad that I picked that one up when I did. And another one I'm glad I picked up, my COVID pen or pandemic pen, the Visconti Daedalus. This I bought, well, I didn't buy it actually. I had it on loan at the end of the London pen show in March 2020, just as not the whole country, but the whole world was going into a lockdown for the pandemic. And I had this on loan, and I think I got to about mid-May, and I still had the pen. I said to Michael at Manuscript, I said, look, I've done the review, I can send this back to you. He said, no, hold on to it for the time being, and then give it back to me if you don't want it when we next meet up. And I asked him the price, and he gave me a good price, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to send you the money, because I really do like this pen. It's a sterling silver overlay. You've got the maze there of the Daedalus. You've got the Daedalus logo there. And you've got the Minotaur head here as well. It is a Powervac. It's a double reservoir, similar to the Opera Master. You've got this sort of silvery glitter going throughout the resin. It's got an older 23 karat palladium medium nib there. It's a really, really beautiful pen. I like writing with it. You can post that cap, but it's very back weighted. I wouldn't want to post that cap for too long. But you can do if you want to, but it's just not for me in terms of posting my caps. And then the last pen inked up is the Visconti Empire, which again is another pen I wanted for a while. And this one came up on eBay, and it was a very good price, and I just thought I've got to buy this. I think it was on an auction. Nobody bid. I was the only bidder, so I got it for the very lowest price. I'm sure the seller was probably kicking his feet or his heels a little bit, but I'm glad I got it, because not only is it a beautiful vermeil sterling silver overlay there, but it's got a beautiful older style 18 karat gold fine nib there from Visconti, made by Bock, and it's just a wonderful nib. You can post that cap, but it posts over the overlay, and although it goes on smoothly and easily, I'm just a little bit careful on doing so. I don't normally post it when I'm writing with it, but I do on camera here just to show you that yes, I can post it if I wanted to. So there you have it. That's my 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So the first pen inked up this week is the Onoto Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2022 edition prototype. And I think we'll do an ink swatch here first. And I just love the combination here between the colour of the ink and the body. So this is the Onoto Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2022 prototype. There were actually two prototypes. I got this one. The previous one was bought by John Soroka, the UK nibsmith. He, I believe, still has it, or he did when I last spoke to him about it. It's a medium and it's an 18 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is Diamine Apple Glory. And maybe I should actually say to John, hey, look, if you do still have it and you want to sell it, then let me know because I'll buy it. Do I need to? No. But I do know quite a few people that would like that pen. The next pen inked up is the Onoto Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2024 edition. So we'll do an ink swatch. And I think these are two very Christmassy-like pens. You've got green, which you use a lot in sort of Christmas wreaths. And then you've got the red as well, which is what sort of Santa Claus would have reds on. So I think that's two very nice coloured pens for Christmas-themed pens. So this is the Onoto Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2024 edition, and it's not a prototype, but it's a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. I was just actually hovering there because I was trying to think, what were the 2023 editions? And I've actually got two of them. So I will probably have to ink those up soon as well. The ink in here is Diamine Ho Ho Ho. I think that's a perfect match. I did actually just go and order a bunch of ink, mostly to replace or refill some of the ink that I love writing with a lot, but I forgot to put Diamine Ho 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 in the cart, so I think I've only got one bottle of that. And one bottle should be enough, but I'm thinking, well, what if that ink is not a popular ink and it goes out and is never sold anymore? Then I'm kind of going to regret not buying another bottle. So I probably should, on the next order of ink I do, add another bottle. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Opera Master Tobacco. And I do like my Opera Masters. People ask me, what do I like about them? And I like that I like the Homo sapiens. They are the perfect weight, the perfect size. I like the Opera Masters because they're a little bit longer, they hold a little bit more ink, and they're a little bit more, I want to say, weightier pens, and maybe a little bit back weighted. And it just, for me, also makes it almost a perfect pen. So this is the Visconti Opera Master Tobacco, and it's a medium 18 karat gold nib. That's the older 18 karat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Ackerman SBRE Brown. I just think that this colour is a perfect match for the pen. I could go with a lighter, I could go with a darker brown even, but I just like that ink combination. The next pen inked up is the Gilbert House Pens Green Box Elder Burl, and we'll do an ink swatch here. And again, I like this pen. I do like how it writes. So this is a little bit of ink there on the nib though, but I don't mind that so much. I will wipe it off though. It's the Gilbert House pens, and it's the Green Box Elder Burl, and it's a broad and it's a steel nib. And the ink in here is Aurora and Klinger, and it is Verdura. And I get a lot of questions like, do you prefer steel nibs? Do you prefer gold? Do you prefer palladium nibs? And why don't I put a gold nib on a custom-made pen? And the majority of my custom-made pens don't have gold nibs on. If they're made from a custom pen maker, typically they don't. I just go with the steel nibs, and honestly, it doesn't bother me. Yes, I could pay more, but then you're going to be paying almost double the price of the pen to put a gold nib on those. So I just don't think it's really worthy of doing so, but your mileage may vary there. The next pen inked up is the Cypress, and this is the Maple in the Forest. So we'll do another ink swatch here. And it's not that I dislike gold nibs, but I'm equally happy with a steel nib, mostly if it's a broad nib, I would say. So we have an ink swatch here of this pen, and this is the Cypress, and it's the Maple in the Forest. And this is a Cypress, and it's a 14 karat gold medium nib. And the ink in here is Herbin, Amber, de Bermony. But that, for me, is, I think, really a perfect match for the maple leaves on that pen. The next pen inked up is the Ryan Krusac Legend 16 in the Koi. Now, this, if you recall, is a double broad nib, so it's going to be a bit of a fat nib. Bit of a paintbrush, but I do love it. So this is the Ryan Krusac Legend 16 in the Koi in a double broad steel nib, and the ink in here is Diamine Tobacco Sunburst. But that, I do like that ink. That is a beautiful beautiful ink. I do find it goes a little bit more lighter on Tomoe River paper. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Medici. So we'll do an ink swatch on this one. And again, this is another double board, but this is a very wet writing nib. So this is the Visconti Medici, and it is a double broad, and it's a 23 cat palladium nib. When I bought this, I did have a medium nib on, but I swapped it out. And then the ink in here is Diamine Ochre. But that, again, beautiful writing nib. I really do like that. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Chatterley Luxuries Southwest. So again, we'll do an ink swatch. And I do like the ink in here. It's not one I've been using a lot. I'd say in the last year. Only because I found it feathered a lot on some paper. So this is the Visconti Chatterley, and it's the Luxuries Southwest, and it's a medium, and it's the newer 18 karat gold nib from Visconti, and then the ink in here is Diamine Poppy Red. And there's nothing wrong with the ink, it's just that I have noticed that sometimes on certain papers, more so Oxford Optic paper, it can start to feather a little bit. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Daedalus. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And when I bought this ink, I didn't like it so much, but I have warmed up to this. So this is the Visconti Daedalus, and it's a medium, and it's a 23 karat palladium nib, and then the ink in here is a Diamine China Blue. And I do think it actually looks a little bit like Visconti Blue. But that is what I used to ink that pen up with. And then the last pen inked up is the Visconti Empire. So we'll do an ink swatch here as well. Now this is a little bit of a lighter, more turquoisey blue. This nib writes beautifully. So this is the Visconti Empire, and it's a fine, and it's the older 18 karat gold nib, and the ink in here is Visconti turquoise. But I do like turquoise coloured inks, and I like how that one writes. So I think let's take a look at these pens inked up one more time. We have an Onoto Christmas Cow 2022 edition prototype in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Apple Glory. We have an Onoto Christmas Cow 2024 edition in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Ho Ho Ho. We have a Visconti Opera Master Tobacco in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Akerman SBRE Brown. We have a Gilbert House pens in the green box Elder Burl in a broad steel nib inked up with Rohrer and Klinger Verdura. We have a Cypress Maple in the Forest in a medium 14 karat gold nib inked up with Herbin Amber de Bermanie. We have a Ryan Krusac Legend 16 in the Koi in a double broad steel nib inked up with Diamine Tobacco Sunburst. We have a Visconti Medici in a double broad 23 karat palladium nib inked up with Diamine Ochre. We have a Visconti Chatterley Luxuries Southwest in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Poppy Red. We have a Visconti Daedalus in a medium 23 karat palladium nib inked up with Diamine China Blue. And we have a Visconti Empire in a fine 18 karat gold nib inked up with Visconti Turquoise. So there you have it, that's my 10 pens currently inked for this week. Thanks for watching, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.